Alright, let's get into this. To get back in and get our team prepped for Rorak today. My few other attempts, I've wiped to him, lost half my team to him, and just generally banged my head against his rock hard wall, and I'm going to try and fix that. Alright, Zigzagoon with Makihita, Arm Throw should take care of that. Alright, still got no animations on. Let's make sure that that gets resolved soon. Right, I'm training him up before I go up against Barry first. He's got his level 11s. God, I hate Rattatas so much. Alright, one more for Belwas. Or I guess two more. Ooh. So the thing with the Burmese here is they all know hidden power. And obviously their IVs are randomized, so that could be anything from psychic and flying to rock, normal, either way, just don't bother with them. It's not worth the trouble. Oh, the frame rate in the city is harsh. Like, it drops to 30, 37 out of 60 every time I go there. Still really upset I went for the egg and not for Charmander. Would have been the better bet. Okay. Have we dealt with the hidden power friends? We haven't even talked to Barry here yet, so probably not. Alright, they have a psychic type here. Let's pick that up. Scope lens. Good item. Make sure he gets the parcels. What brings you, huh? You got something for me? Yeah, I've got your parcel. You forgot to talk to your mom. If you were playing Gen 2, you'd get called by her as soon as you were leaving the roots. Orberg City, yes, which is where we're heading for Rorak. So, in this ROM hack, this lovely person will actually tell us what our different Pokemon's hidden powers will be. Like his will be water, but the ones we want to know more are going to be Wukong, who has an ice type. I don't think I want him in against flying or rock. That's probably not the greatest. What about for Donnie? Dragon type. Well, other than against dragons, it's not really the best. We should get the rest of these up a little bit more, though. Okay. Who's up? Shanks. Missed opportunity there. It's got Intimidate on. Razor Leaf should still do the most, yes. Grinding is so fast in this ROM hack. I think Drayano boosted a lot of the XP gains, and I'm curious if he did the same for the EVs. I've not gone into the documentation and checked yet. Always read the manual, but I didn't bother doing it. Why am I going back out? Train. Man, my luck is just the worst. Did not get a Shanks. It's the most popular damn thing here. Oh, Growlithe. I wish I could have gotten you. Boosted its attack. Lowered my defense. We should be good for one more. Yeah. That's good for him for the moment. Now, this fucking rat. Joy. One of these again. Oh, right. It has Hasty, or whatever that ability is. So, Rattata is going to miss a lot because its ability has Hustle, which makes him stronger, but makes none of his moves have 100% accuracy. Which in normal games is fine, like that's probably actually pretty strong. Because in the cases where it doesn't work, if you do lose because of that, you can just try again. But with the Nuzlocke rules on, Hasty's gonna probably get us killed later. But Barry has a full team, I think. And I'm gonna need everything I can to try and take him down. I was 7 damage. I'm dead to crit. Or I'm just dead to that. Jesus Christ. Useless rat. Is it even worth keeping him in? I mean, the quick attack's going to be nice, and I don't have anything else. It's going to be really good against his Starly for Barry. Yeah, we probably need him. Hopefully I can get something that he can actually fight, like himself. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can't risk the miss there. Yay! Alright, Belwas, let's go. Alright, who's next? Sentret, which almost killed me last time and didn't heal. Good job. I should probably just switch train to level 7. Get a bit more on Belwas anyway. Who's next? Poochyena, also weak to arm thrust, dark types. My last attempt I wound up with that. I switch trained it, or EXP trained it until it hit Mightyena, and then it died in its first battle after that. Still trash tier Pokemon. Zigzagoon. Whoops, I almost got him killed. I don't even have like actual speed up on, and I'm still making that same mistake. Don't do your first Nuzlocke with speed up as a possibility. You're going to get destroyed. And not during like the big battles either. It's going to be during grinding sessions. As you just keep mashing A, mashing go, whatever you're doing, it just always winds up. You don't see one move that the enemy does, and then it does it a second time and kills you. You're never going to lose to grinding, but you'll lose a Pokemon to it. Sentret. Oh, I did it again. I'm getting really lucky that these Sentrets aren't killing me. Okay, next Growlithe. Easy enough to handle, but not by you. I need to start making more use of Wukong's taunt. And Rattata's learned Bite. Perfect. I think that's precisely what I needed here. Depending on what we get after we beat Barry in those next couple routes, because we have north of Orberg, we have Orberg Mine, we have Beldum itself that I get inside of Orberg, and we have Orberg Gate and the routes left of the gate. So we probably have 5 or 6 solid more teammates to add, and depending on who we get there, I'm debating on whether we should keep Monferno in. His fighting type's helpful, especially against the Craniados. Mach Punch or the Brick Break TM, if I go and grab that, can do a lot to them. But his fire type puts him weak. Now, not all of Rorak's team is able to actually deal rock or ground type moves. His Nose Pass, which he leads with, its only damaging move is Shockwave. So you can start with something, just your own rock or ground type. If you're lucky enough to get a Geodude, you can take that entire time to just prep defense curls, rock polishes, and just sweep the whole thing. And it roared. Yay. I gotta get out of the habit of doing that. Oh, I can go get my watch. And then completely do up all the stuff I've got right here, that color. With the team I have from PokeLink down below as well. I am a Pokemon trainer, and I Poketch. It's honestly, I think, my favorite like little second screen tool that these early games give, rather than like the Pokegear or what is it, the Pokenav in Gen 3 or whatever they do in 5. But it's just such an awful name. Drayano is also kind enough to give us every single, and I mean every single, here we go. We need to make sure that this, is that the right color? It looks similar. We'll go with it. Let's see, what else do we need here? We don't want a clock. Berry checker, item finder. We don't have anyone running happiness yet. Or just keep with the step counter up for now. Rattata should be able to hold his own for a bit, right? Doesn't seem out of the question. Some quick attacks. Alright, I need to go and make sure that quick attack is set as his primary attack. Does he have it as just better than tackle? 40? 40, yeah, it's just better tackle. Okay. It shouldn't be too much longer to get him to 9. Nope, easy enough. Whoops, that was switching gears, not the frame rate. I think the game is still a little quiet. That should be better. Not such a threat now, are you, Sentret? With 3 levels of benefit over him. Alright, good thing we had the speed. He dropped my defense. If he got a crit, might have been dead to it. I don't think so, but there's a chance. There's always a chance. Okay. Remy. Keep it up. Is my mouth synced? It appears to be synced. Who's next? It's only a 1 in 16 of being fighting right. I should be fine. Or are you just gonna bug bite me? Like an ass. Well, it's not water, ground, or rock, then. Fucking protect, dude. Okay, who's next? Zigzagoon. I'm weakened now, but yeah, it's not worth it. You never know when they get that stray huge benefit that wipes you out. God, Belwas just sweeps everything here. Fighting type this early might be a little broken. I wasn't paying attention. That was a lucky crit. Level 9. That should be enough to take on the hidden power kids at the school. Oh, you know what I can do is, even though I'm not going to pick up the Gen 1 starter, I'm still going to be here. I can do this. All right. Test my knowledge. Yes, I think he is. Active fighting type gym. It's not a gym, it just has a gym label. It's a dojo. No, Samson Oak is his Alolan cousin. Who's next? Our last question. Sevi Island. I think that's the case. I haven't answered this in like a week or something. Alright, yeah. I do believe I can beat you. I'm having some Discord issues. Bulbasaur. Eat Remy. Man, he's just missing, like, what is this? One. Oh, and he burned me. I'm useless now. Wow, he's getting lucky with those burns. Doesn't matter. This one might, though. Oh, critical hit. That should be the end of it. Yep. Alright, Belwas is done. Ooh, Force Palm. That risks paralysis. It's 60, 15. Yeah, Arm Thrust has to hit 4 times to match that damage. Poof. Force Palm. Just call him the Jedi. I will not take your prize today, news crew. I wonder if that would ever, like, actually happen in a world like this. That they would just give you free Pokemon if you could beat them. Or just retake the quiz over again if you couldn't. Which you can do in the base game. Alright. I think he starts with an Abra. Yes. Bite should be able to finish that. I forgot to turn animations on for the battle. No worries. This thing doesn't even really matter. Is it Psychic type? I don't know, but it has Fighting type hidden power for some reason. Alright, let's just be done with that. See what I mean? Hidden powers. They're just... I don't know if Drayano set them to be certain, like, big losses or anything, but... Or not big losses, automatic type advantage against you. I don't need Tackle anymore, so why not? Focused Energy. Might use that for a setup. Okay, who's next? Girl next to me. I have a quick heal. I've got one. That's a good reminder to go and buy those before I take on the next routes. And she should start with a Ralt. Yep. Also dies to bite, and I think also has hidden power fighting. I seem to be running into some technical difficulties here. Let me finish this. Also hidden power fighting, I guess. Whatever. My audio just kind of shut off completely, and I'm not sure why that is. Interesting. Let me see if I can figure that out. That doesn't seem to have done it. Well, this... Alright, that's better. Strange. Alright, let's get Donnie out. Hey, really like using that move. Okay. Turtwig's at 11 now, too. And learning Curse, which is better withdraw. And now they give me hidden power. Not that I have anyone who's really worth using that on, but they've got it. I should check. Docile, so you're good for anything. Which means I'm probably going to go with Glaceon as normal. It's just too much of an advantage to have that ice type in the early game. Okay, who's next? Still getting Remy one more level. Let's go! Sentret. Come on. Dead. Okay. I think it's just one more fight and then I should be as good as I can be for Barry. Just notice how awful my posture is. There we go. Okay, here's where we might wipe. Let's see. He's starting with the Starly. Does Genos have adaptability? Yes. That might be my best bet to do some early damage. The Wukong, actually, does have that fire benefit. What have I got in my bag? Scope lens. Should be on you. Up your crit rate. That should be able to take care of his Starly to start. Hey, F&G. I have gotten tougher. So have you. Okay, first actually dangerous battle that's not just an unfair fight. Only 3. Alright. I was wrong. I forgot to turn the animations back on too. Hooray. There's that scope lens. There's the Piplup. I'm not going to die to 1 water gun, even if it's a critical hit. I'm going to try and do a bit of weakening first. Water Pulse, though. Yes, because he has access to the same TMs as I do. Okay. He's got Peck. Donnie's just pulling weight, though. Let's go, bud. And then there's this Munchlax. This thing has caused me problems before. Because of that. Here's his special defense. I think I can take... Oh, and another crit to undo his potion. Come on, finish him off. Oh, I was dead to crit tackle. That would have really sucked. You honestly really need Turtwig for Rorak. You need that defense. Because otherwise one thing goes wrong and you're just kind of done. Been waiting for that. And he has reminded me to go to the march. Pick up some potions, antidotes, and a couple paralyzed heals. Alright, new encounter time. Let's see who it is. Do I go for the fish? Hello, Shroomish. An Oranberry. I've actually not run into that before. I was hoping that was a static encounter. Silk Scarf, great. Gonna go ahead and just give that to Remy right now. Could fish. Just endure. I don't need that very much. Do I have anything left in my box? Because I know I've gotten more encounters than just the 4 here. Yeah, I do. Okay. But nothing really worth using. My Pokelink extension tells me that Pichu's special attack is minimum. And honestly, Pikachu's not good enough to warrant that anyway. And Raichu's a bit too far away. I'm tempted to grab that water type. But in the Orberg Gate, if you rappel down to the lower level, where you can use your bike to go and grab Brick Break, you can also fish there for a Barboach, which is very, very strong for Rorak's gym with the water ground type. Why does my headphones keep doing that? Do I just need a new set? Curious, but whatever. The double battle's there anyway. Oh, I do need to heal. They're both too weak. Okay. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna get the core fish that has Aqua Jet here. That doesn't seem within my luck. There's a chance, but I need to grab that Quick Claw too. She should be in here. Let's give that one to Donnie. Let's just see what's here. We might be lucky and there's just a water type in the grass. And Starly. Okay. Really bad for the gym, but it's whatever. That should be enough damage. We do have to go and grab that Barboach now. I need a water type. Oh, really? Broke out. That's a little surprising that he's still escaping. At this low level, these should be just catching with like a 50% chance. I don't really want to hurt it again. Okay, there we go. I was certain Force Palm would kill it. Starly. How about Stanaptor? There we go. Welcome to the team, Stanaptor. Alright, double battle here. Let me pop one of those potions on Belwas, and I think he and Genos can handle this. Oh, it's nerve-wracking though. I don't remember them being too difficult and scary. There's always a chance though. Alright, what you got? Let's fake out that Kricketot before it uses Bide on us, and then hit it with a Covet as well on this turn while we can still damage it. Ooh, sparked it a lot. That's definitely going to kill, but you might be a bit too hurt. Let's put in Donnie to resist it. Oh, it didn't kill. Interesting. You can hit the Shinx, and Razor Leaf should finish off Kricketot. Oh my god. I didn't even see what he had done to me. It must have been Spark if I got paralyzed. Jesus Christ, that was so much damage. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, you need to switch to Wukong. Really hoping they don't know Pursuit, and Razor Leaf them both again. Right, no Pursuit trapped. His Rattata is also weakened with Hustle. This got a lot harder than I was expecting it to be this quickly. Let's Ember the Rattata because Razor Leaf again should destroy them both. Bulldoze does nothing. Oh, it hurt me. This is not boding well. At all. The Zubat's gonna hit me with like an air cutter or something. I'm betting it's gonna go straight for Donnie. I'm gonna switch you to Remy and hope that the Razor Leaf. If I had done Absorb on Sandshrew faster, this is a real problem. I'm honestly really regretting this mistake. Oh, that did not do enough. Please don't have anything super good. Okay. Flame Wheel would have been really good a second ago. Okay. let's see. The bite did not do that much, so I don't think he's got it. Alright, 8, 15. You just go down too fast. I think his defense is all that's going to keep him alive here. He's going to hit me before Curse goes through, so I think tackling him is probably my best bet here. Oh, wasted his turn for Supersonic. Thank God. Alright. There's the evolution for that one. He's probably going to be done training for a while. Does he get Mach Punch? Yeah, okay. I don't know how long he's going to keep that, with Brick Break being in the very next encounter zone. But we do need that for the moment. Would have been amazing a second ago, though. Spearow. Ooh, that thing might know Pursuit. I gotta gamble on it not knowing it, or I'm done either way. Okay. That was a bit of a heart racer before actually getting to the dangerous moments. Let's see. Moving on to the Orberg Gate. I need to give Starly my new experience share. And have Wukong up front to stop any encounters. Then we're going to go down to the basement and try and fish up us a Barboach. He'll be able to learn Water Pulse, as well as having Mud Bomb. Mud Slap initially, and then switching to Mud Bomb pretty quickly. Alright, oh shoot. I forgot I still have a few other encounters to go through first. I really hope I don't overlevel. That experience cap has bit me in the butt a few times before. I don't have anything good for him yet. Monferno's... Use my own tactic against me, random trainer? Okay. I was a little nervous that accuracy drops were going to start causing me some problems. Nope. Wukong seems to be holding his own. Not if that happens again, though. Let's just get Donnie in here and clean up the mess. Oh, was I faster? Shoot. Did I hit first that time? Yeah, I did. But that might have been a speed tie. And if it is, then Donnie's dead for certain. I don't know if fighting resists itself, but Staraptor's too low level and the other two are weak to it. I think Belwas is my only bet here to not lose someone. Yeah, that should be fine. I could have Fake Out as well to ensure the damage there. Ooh. That was a bit harsher. This is going to start actually causing me some real problems, isn't it? If I'm not paying close enough attention to everyone. Alright. Moving on to the gate. Now, hopefully... No, there's still the last double trainer in the way. I should probably play it safe and just fight them one-on-one. Come up to them individually. And hopefully not run into something else that's going to kill Monferno that fast. Like something that knows Water Gun. Would have been a bit of a better encounter than Starly. Somehow I don't believe you actually did get the gym badge if your team is a level 10 Psyduck and his first Pokemon knows Shockwave. But mine is weak to Water Gun as well. Did I... No, I Tail Whipped. Yeah, I don't know the encounters at this point well enough to keep animations off. We're gonna have to just sync the time. There's no way this thing knows a bug move, right? It doesn't matter. Donnie's too strong. Staraptor's catching up pretty fast. get those on. Keep the new settings and finish off the last trainer before the gate. We're going to be doing a bit more damage when we get down there because Brick Break TM is down there. We can make some good use of that. I think Flame Wheel is going to be my best bet. It's only going to have Peck, and that's not strong enough to take Wukong down in 1 or even 2 attacks, even if they're both crits. But I am on the other way. Cubone's got the ground move. Or he's going to waste his turn on a Sing. Yeah, I'm fine. And an Azurill, which is pure fairy right now. I don't think it has any water moves. It might have water gun or bubble, but definitely not a water type yet. Double team. Again, tackle's just worse quick attacks. We'll kill that one. Alright. Make sure I have everyone healed up. Turn that rappel on to get downstairs safely. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I recently found channel Pokemon Challenges, I think his name is, or Jan. Found an old video of this for his, and when I heard that Drayano's other hack, Sacred Silver, or Sacred Heart and Soul Storm Silver, I think, is getting an update soon. I need to get back into practicing this. If you're curious, my Nuzlocke is based on his, so it's got the extra rules that you can see there on the side. And as you can see as well, this is my 5th attempt at this one. So far, I have made it just past not Bugsy, Gardenia for an attempt. And wiped to a random trainer on the ice route next to them. Yeah. Barboach has a huge encounter rate here. And I think the water moves, Donnie's probably our best bet, and just tackle him down. Oh, he's already got Mud Bomb. The last one I had did not have that yet. Took a bit longer to train him in the Orberg Mine. He has become almost essential to me beating Rorak in this. His immunity to the half of Rorak's coverage moves, Thunder Punch, Shockwave, and quad resistance to the Fire Punch. Has he posted any updates on when that one's supposed to be showing up? I don't think so. I think it was originally supposed to be last November, but everything got pushed back. Wish Cache. Barboach names. Barbell. Not since October? Okay. Barbell, weightlifters, bodybuilders. He's a ground type. Dwayne's overdone. Let's see. Famous bodybuilders. Oh, we could do Arnold. That seems to work for it. Since he's typically the one that's going to wipe this gym out for me. Alright, Repel should still be on. I can get these TMs safely. Yeah, alright. This, the fact that you can get Brick Break this early is, I would have called it a big advantage, and it seemed almost cheap on my first attempt, but God, do you just need it to get even to Rorak, let alone beating him. And that is an instant use on Belwas. We can ditch Force Palm for that. Who else can learn this? Just Wukong. I'm gonna stick with Mach Punch for now. What about Rock Tomb? That one might be good. What is his stat spread right now? Boosted speed and weakened defense. Yeah, I went for the egg this time because the Charmander has never survived Rorak or up to him so far. And I just got a Pichu with 0 IVs in special attack. So almost completely worthless. I was really hoping to get, like, the Munchlax from the baby egg. Let's see, who am I picking up next from here? That's... Oh, does she start with the grass type? She has something weird that doesn't seem like it's supposed to be fitting. Stamator. Let's see what you can do. Almost regretting that Barboach. Geodude sweeps if you set him up right. Let's see. What is it that you have that's so weird? No, I don't think it was the C-Dot. Okay, who's next? It is... Diglett, that's what was strange. Because I don't think you can even encounter it up to this point yet. Take the easy win. Alright, I should think about if I want to try and risk pulling up an Onix from... Or even a Zubat from the gate, or head north and try... Oh, that's where the Digletts are. I need to stop switching games around so much, so I can actually have a more solid memory of where things are here. You said you like watching these. Have you actually attempted to go through it with the Nuzlocke rules? Or do you not hate yourself that much? Alright, is it you who has something super weird? Whismur, that's it. Okay. I think this thing's got stab uproar. Oh shit, really? Well, color me impressed then. I'm going into this still mostly blind. I've seen up to... Ah, shoot, what's her name? Oh, dang. Good luck to that. I've been banging my head against this wall trying to figure out, like, better strategies for going through it. In addition, every trainer in an area has to be fought at once without items. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, damn. That's, You have to be getting really lucky encounters for that to work out then, huh? I don't think I have the patience to even attempt that. Granted, I said I didn't have the patience to do ROM hacks a couple months ago, so we'll see how that changes. Because the gift encounters... Yeah, they're a little bit broken. Case in point with the Beldum here. Do miss this from the newer games, of instantly shifting your party around. I always feel, only difference, free Blissey. Oh, gotcha, okay. Right, yeah, that makes total sense. That's actually a really smart move. I actually almost put Blissey and a few others on a ban list for this game. I don't want to risk the EV here. Do I want to... We'll see who else... Oh, I'm making room, aren't I? Blissey, Magikarp, and Garchomp, I think, were the original 3 I was going to put myself in a ban list. But I've not beaten this legit yet, so I'm not brave enough to put up an actual ban. Though I did really want to put a Rattata ban on me, because I've gotten it every single attempt, and it never does anything worthwhile. Alright, pick up Beldum, and then I'm going to see if I can go and pick the Geodude up north of here instead. Alright, I had a name for him set out, and I gotta remember how to spell it. Cumberbatch. Close enough. Yeah, I mean, you can basically solo the base game with a Garchomp, can't you? Like the entire Elite Four? Like, aside from Cynthia's, is there anything that they actually have that can damage it? Right, yeah. But I have to successfully get a Gyarados to an endgame of a Nuzlocke first and not lose it to something that randomly knows Rock Throw or Rock Tomb when it shouldn't. Alright, that should take the experience share for now. Alright, fingers crossed for the Geodude. Yes, or a Thunder Punch. That's not the worst catch, I guess. Alright, really wish I hadn't have just exhausted the bodybuilders. I think the four-armed Jedi from Fallen Order is Jaro. Just enough. The first time I went through this, and I saw that Rourke's first nose pass when it's got the Thunder Wave and Stealth Rock for the easy setups. I don't think I even saw his full team, because the Shockwave took down basically everyone who I had brought with me to try and actually beat his rock ones. Or not Thunder Wave, Shockwave. Alright, no. Oh, that's devastating. That's really harsh. I don't think he's buffed it that much either. Just made Uproar stronger. Well, maybe my Glaceon dreams have to die then. And just pick up a Leafeon or Vaporeon instead. Shut me up. Dang it. Come on. I'm noticing I'm missing a couple items, and I think I actually skipped an encounter. In hindsight. I should check. What is the encounter north of Jubilife? Is that 204? And then that goes up to the Ravaged Path? I think it is. Who have I got where? I fished him out of there. Oh, I think I killed my Ravaged Path encounter, but I missed the items. Well, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate you coming in. Could I ask what brought you here? Curious, like, what it is that, Seemed interesting. Still trying to get the hang of this whole streaming thing with all the extra free time I've got with work. And thanks for coming. Definitely welcome here. Alright, Ravaged Path. Up and north. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for hanging out. Feel free to watch me get absolutely destroyed. The run itself, I've got no deaths, but my encounters have just been absolutely I did pick them up. What did I? Have just been absolutely subpar. No Geodudes. Only one usable water type. Barboach is my only ground type to handle the thunder punches and shock waves. So it's going to be a tough fifth attempt at Rorak. Alright, now starts the glorious point of grinding. I need to fix their moves. I was really hoping to get Geodude at one of the last points. He's swept like 4 out of 6 of Rorak's the last 2 times I've gone up against him. But it's just my luck to lose him at this point now. Okay. I'm not going to be able to use Starly either. Yes, it is. Be able to just resist the poisons. Though, I don't know if mine made it there. Yeah, I'm not super pleased about it. Let's see. I need to put together the team at this point. Okay. Magikarp's not going to be able to level up enough for it. Machop is definitely going to come in. Who's got what? You've got my Sylph Scarf. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate you having you here. You've got the Expert Belt. That's what it is. Okay. I could still do Glaceon. I might be fast enough to take down the rock types before I get blasted in. Especially, well, at least the ones that are part ground. You 3 are fine. I'm really nervous about taking Monferno there, though. He's not going to get much more by the time he hits 16. I'll have to wait and see. Alright, you should start... You get the Expert Belt, the Muscle Band. I think my best XP gains are still in here. I need to wait and see what... Is it Onyx that has Bulldoze down here? That's like the big random move. I'll just take it slower. And then, yeah, Trapinch is the worry. I have lost 2 or 3 things to getting arena trapped by him. And then just him doing nothing but biting against my lower level ones. Not in this attempt, but in the past. Not had him as the first encounter yet, though. We'll see that it happens next time. Faster. Yeah. Bullet Seed. I get caught on this decision every time I get here on whether to switch Razor Leaf out for it or not. The damage is typically better, but being able to hit people in double battles has been nice too. I don't think I'm... Yeah, it's probably still worth switching for now. was hoping to get some rock types so I wouldn't have to heal as much, but I'm just gonna spam against Zubats, aren't I? Alright, let's see. This is where I started to fall off last time. They are nice, but it's just takes so much longer to actually level up here. If I was just doing this with like the 9 times speed up and everything, then yeah, sure, but that just ruins the audio for it. Be nice to run into one of those as a first encounter too, but my life is not that nice. And honestly, speed, I don't think is going to help me too much. At least in the beginning here. Oh, what am I doing? They always got... I think they have wing attack by now in this hack, right? At level 9? Probably not, but it's just such a pain to kill. They don't give it any experience. Alright, I need to go... No, I don't want to pick up Rorak yet. I have to make that decision. Whatever. It's Absorb, that's what's weird, because they swapped that for the improved Bug Bite here. Do you know if Drayano is using the Gen 8 mechanics for the most part for the updates to the Gen 4 games? Like, I know he's adding Fairy type, but are we going with like the Gen 7 moves, Gen 8 moves? I know he's not like adding like the super newer ones, but I don't know like which method he's going for, like trying to repeat the additions that Radical Red did or not. Probably just closer to this, I'd imagine, with just the addition of Fairy type. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright. Now we're hitting the rocks. He buffed the XP yields, right? Like, my attempts so far, I've always assumed that because the grinding goes a little bit faster. But I'm not sure on that either. Mud Sport. What a waste on a move on Geodude. Oh, is that all it is? It's just the higher level ones? Okay. That makes a lot more sense, actually. Okay. That's the end of Donnie's training. Now, do I want to switch train the level 10s and 9s? That one's probably fine if I give it Water Pulse. And I'm sure Belwas can handle himself down here, except against the Zubats. The other two might be a little bit worse off. I'm fine if I keep running into these, but the Onix has got a huge attack buff in these games. Does it get all the way to 18? I hadn't even considered doing that. Like, I've always ditched the Piplup at the start and just go in with the other two. I should just switch to you for now. 18 for Bubble Beam. Can it take out the Nose Pass in one hit? Because otherwise, wouldn't the Shockwave and Thunder Wave basically get it just screwed over before the fight even begins? Yeah, bulldoze, okay. I need a level or two before I can fight them safely. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you outspeed him and get a strong enough damage right off the bat, that would definitely take him down. Do you need Bubble Beam if you've got the Water Pulse TM, though? That damage doesn't think it's that much bigger. And there's my one level I needed. Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm just basically running in with the same 3 each time of having the Barboach, Monferno for the fighting moves, and the Turtwig every attempt so far. And at least being able to maneuver my way with whatever else I get left with. That did a little bit more damage to me than I was realizing it did. Okay, so that's what up's next. Although, honestly, the training here is probably all that's actually keeping me alive in the defense and special defense EVs I'm getting. One of these days, I'll go through these games and keep track of that, rather than just playing with whatever I wind up with. Okay. I should go and heal before Barboach gets ruined by something ridiculous. Alright. I should take the free experience here. Hey, start with the fire, or the grass types first, right? Yes. I don't... Alright, the troll question. I really wish he had swapped the Johto and the Hoenn starters. I can never... Like, I don't think I've ever added the Chikorita or Totodile to the team. But I would be picking up Mudkip every single time if I had the chance. Might be worth swapping to that instead of Beldum one of these days. Considering you can pick him up right there in Mount Coronet. Before you even take on the second gym. Alright, so I at least have my Fire Water Grass course set up. There's a guaranteed Milotic? I'll have to look into that one when I get there. That is a lot better. Jeez. Do you have to wait until you get the Super Rod? Oh, he swapped. That makes sense. Is it like just Magikarps and Feebas in the water then with the old rod? I didn't even think to try that. My last time I actually made it there, I only had water types. 100% Feebas, that's great. Yeah, definitely need to remember that. I'm actually going to write that down. Thank you, Taco Sup. Yeah, because he made it a prism scale that evolves it, right? Instead of having to do the beauty mechanic nonsense with the Poffins or whatever it is. I don't think I have ever in my life trained to my Milotic. See, growing up with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, it was, at least to my friends and I's knowledge, almost impossible to actually figure out where you needed to fish. And then once, like, the internet started blowing up a lot more and we all had it all the time, at that point it was just too much of a hassle to bother with. But do you remember getting it, is the bigger question. I take it yes. I think I actually did have, or do have, a Milotic in my Ultra Moon setup, but I'm pretty sure I traded for that. Or if I didn't, then I just shared it on a SOS encounter chain with Chanseys. I'm glad this doesn't take hours. I don't think I'd be able to do the grind over and over again to get to Rorak if this took as long as that did. These beauty berries which go off in game. Yes, yes they do. Didn't the older games like also like have the clock locked into this random number system that was based on your trainer ID to change it? To switch the in-game time? I know at least like Golden Crystal did. And that's only the case because I was messing with that in a rival lock I'm doing with my buddy. We're in a middle between Gen 2 and 3 on. I might try and stream that too if he's not like upset with hearing his Discord voice broadcast out. Though that is a significantly easier system. It's the only real extra Nuzlocke rule that we have is you can't outlevel the gym leader. What am I learning? Whirlwind? Ooh, that might actually be... Yeah, why not? That sounds like fun. I thought it was weak to that. I must be blind from it. Okay. Back and heal him up. We'll see where we can go from here. I should probably have my Pichu in the party and get these extra steps in there in case I ever run low. But I really just don't want to use it. It's just so worthless. I have an extension attached, which is producing the gym badges and the dancing Pokemon at the bottom. That on my second monitor also shows me my team's EVs, IVs, and all that good jazz. And Pichu is one of the worst Pokemon I have ever hatched in my life. With no HP, no speed, and quite literally zero special attack. It felt like getting Wonder traded away the failed kids that you get in Gen 7 and 6. Oh right, the Trophy Garden. I mean, yeah, I'm glad it's knocked off, but I'd have to get there first to know what I'm even missing out on. But having the Charmeleon with Dragon Rage would have been a bit nicer than just knocking out an encounter. Or any other hatch. Big Power Azumarill. Or even just having a Jinx Magmar. Electivire. All of them are better choices than what I wound up with. I should take another peek at where everyone's at. Alright, Makihita is currently getting the exact EVs that I want from him. Attack, HP, and speed. Yeah, Railu would be amazing. Though I would have trouble actually using Mr. Mime. That thing creeped me out when I was a kid, going back in Gen 1 and 2, and it's just always been a non-favorite since then. Okay. Moving on from him almost. I should probably do Beldum next, and maybe throw the experience share on someone else in the meantime. Alright, it's level 10, they get wing attack. Great. And Supersonic. But a Lucario going into this first gym would be incredible. Trick Diagonal, Choice Scarf, and make it useless. Oh. Trick Diagonal, Choice Scarf to make it. Forgot it wasn't competitive and you don't get the scarf back. Oh, so you swapped it onto him? Oh, that's a pretty clever trick. But I mean, what else could it really do if it's got the fairy typing attached to it? Right, yeah. Lock him into a dragon move with the choice scarf. Does Mr. Mime learn Encore? It seems like something he would have access to. Not that I know for certain either way. Alright, make a note of that for the future. Tonpass and Nasty Plot. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a setup. If... like, that's a game-winning thing. Okay. Should just need one or two more encounters and get Belwas up. And then throw the experience share onto Machop and keep using... oh, this one knows wing attack. It needs to get out of here. And use Barboats to level them both up until he can hold his own. Really? Oh, that's helpful. Or it's just gonna slaughter me anyway. Good God. Having to switch on twice on a Zubat. I'm assuming that since you added all the other harder rules, you also did everything on set. That feels like a pretty obvious, but figured I'd ask anyway. Okay. Since I started doing just Nuzlocke on my phone for fun, set mode has just kind of become the standard. When Sword and Shield came out and when I went through the Ultra Moon stuff, the post-game for it. It's honestly just more fun to play on set mode. I'm having to consider and make those thoughts and without spoiling yourself for what competitive. Alright, you go up front, and you should take the experience share. I want to stay closer to the entrance in case Onyx screws me over. The rival lock I mentioned with my buddy Bryce, I had an Onyx for most of that, not realizing how bad it was. Because we would have uh, an actual battle on, what is it called? Showdown is the website, I think. After we beat each of the gym leaders. And the Onyx would be able to handle everything that he would throw out, but couldn't kill a damn thing. I realized afterwards it's because it has an abysmal attack stat that it didn't really know about. And so when I see them in this ROM hack expecting, oh, I should just be able to take that out. And found out that their attack was almost tripled here, and a wild encounter almost took out 2 of my water types with just spamming bulldoze. I'm just getting these speed EVs from the Zubats, huh? No real defense for Barboach. Doesn't get to live through those fire punches. I see how it is. Right? Yeah. It's just building that up. I have to reach the daycare first, though. Actually survive the encounters, not the gyms up to then. And I was really hoping his defense would get a couple extra points because he only lived on 1 or 2 health the last time I went through this. And I'm not sure if that was just due to having a slightly higher defense or if it low-rolled an attack. But either way, anything I can do to help Arnold just survive a couple more hits is going to be making all the difference here. Have I got the expert belts to make these being... it's one-shotting the rock types anyway. I don't really need to bother with it. Alright, yeah, it did bide. Okay, yeah, I don't have to worry. 219. Is that, west of Jubilife? The fishing area? I did one of those. And one produced the Magikarp in the box, and the other one wound up dying to a critical hit tackle. Sandgem Town gives me the Turtwig for that encounter. You can't actually reach... Oh, you can reach the water there. Because it has the, like, the little area south of that, doesn't it? That is a good idea. Yeah, south of Sandgem. Okay. We'll go check it out. See if we can fish up a core fish or something. Alright. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot it actually transitioned routes here. Oh, I would love a Horsey. I've been trying to get a Kingdra and a Nuzlocke, or for so long. That would be so cool. Alright, still got the dive balls. And Krabby wouldn't be bad either. Thank you, dude. I had no idea this was here. That is such a benefit. Yeah, that's not going to die to a crit. Well, that's huge. Did he shift it to the King's Rock is just an item to use on it, or is it level up while holding it? Alright, male horsey. This is an old movie, I think, about a horse. So long, Monferno. Just use an item. Okay. All right. That is an actual team. I can use it here. I need to get these graphics settings worked out. I'm losing some frames when I shouldn't be, and lagging in others. I really just switched on level 5, didn't I? Oh my god. I hate them so much. Every Rattata ever can just be left out of the games. F tier Pokemon. Oh, my encounter rate's finally picked up to a grinding point right when I don't want it to be. Leave me alone. Two goddamn steps. It is. It is the ultimate cheese. But you need the choice, or not the choice, the scarf to survive it. Or the belt. It's, that leaves you with 1 HP to actually make it, you know, safe to go with. Oh. Well, he really just made it possible for you to do almost anything, huh? But it is also, I just hate the look of them. It's just, it's so boring. I've been seeing them since I was 7, 6 years old playing these games. I've never enjoyed using them. But whenever you encounter them in the wild, they happen to quick attack you the once, high crit with stab, high crit, not high crit, will crit. And then you just immediately have to drop down to 4 HP from them. And it's just annoying to deal with. Like, Gen 2 even made just a more interesting rodent in Sentret and Furret, but they still made Rattata the more common encounter. It's not like you can't even not get them in the game otherwise, because they show up in Kanto later. Alright, Arnold should be able to kick a little bit more butt here. And I can probably take the experience share off of Jaro to Paul and give that to Spirit. I think, no. My team, at least right now, has Guts on Machop, Guts on Makahita, Rockhead for Beldum, Swift Swim for Horsey, and Overgrow and Oblivious for the last two. And Rattata has Hustle. I wish I had Zigzagoon. That's a really low, oh, Ultra Balls, okay. I've gotten the Gengar so far. But I think each time I've encored him away from using Curse, so he doesn't kill himself. This is going to be the fastest Barboach in the West. Oh, he might actually be able to stay on his own with his defense. He's got some pretty good IVs there. Alright, let's see who's coming up next. I should probably put in Beldum after this, and then keep the experience share on Horsey until it can get... Although, if I give it the Expert Belts and Water Pulse, it might be able to just start damaging on its own. Being able to one-shot some of these. Okay. That was a bit too close for comfort. Alright, let me check the box, see who else is there. I've lost him twice so far. Yeah, no pickup. However, I have used him every time to survive the Cranidos, because I know it can take the hits and Iron Head it to death. Alright, so that's going to keep pushing him up there. And his IVs have finally caught, or his EVs for defense have started to catch up here. Metang is also, I mean, it can take a lot of the damage at Gardenia as well, so long as you don't put it in against the Yanma. That was helpful. And without picking up the fire types in each of the town's gift starters. Effing Zubats give me way more trouble than they have any right to do. Usually use substitute strats with Monferno. That's fair. What is this Zubat's luck? Good God. You pick up substitute outside of the old chateau, right? Where you can grab Gengar or Rotom. Inside it, okay. Alright, Barboach should just about be done now, right? Only a few more of these. Yeah, one more level after this. Oh, it's got the experience share on Horsey. Never mind. Looking at his IVs, Horsey also has really good special attack. That's gonna come in handy. Her one sash Pokemon always uses Sunny Tay, turn 1. Yes. Is that 100%? I don't think that happened the last time. I've only fought her twice, so my experience isn't super high. it doesn't see a kill, it goes for Sunny Day. Okay. So if you throw in something super weak but pretty fast, try and outspeed it, could bait out the Sunny Day, or bait away from the Sunny Day. Just spams Teeter Dance on your sub while they get free bulks. Gotcha. I missed the other message. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes a lot of... Again, that's another really good idea. If I'm not careful, you're just going to walk me through this entire thing. Though, to be honest, I'm mostly playing this game not just out of excitement for the next update to Storm Silver, but also just to have experience in the more difficult games, so I won't struggle in Emerald or Base Platinum when I get to that in my rival lock. Though, if I can bring a couple people along for the ride, show them the fun that these ROM hacks are, I mean, that's worth it too, right? I have seen very little bit of it. It's honestly intimidated me a little bit. I've seen a couple of YouTube clips of Roxanne is the first gym leader there, I think. Not much more than that. I've only basically kind of recently gotten back into the hobby for Pokemon. Just randomly decided to play them again and found a lot of fun with it. It looks brutal. Like, one guy, I think, mentioned that it took him 16 hours in a Nuzlocke to finally beat the first gym leader. Of just attempt after attempt after attempt. I might consider doing Emerald Kaizo if I didn't add in the no healing or no overleveling rules. But then, like, what's the point? If you're not gonna, like, do it at your normal challenge. Oh, Dragon Breath. To 16. Get the evolutions. Didn't always have to pick Trico. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's gotta be Smokescreen, right? No, it doesn't use physical attacks. I can't believe I didn't know you could get Horsey this early, or at all. That's such a huge benefit. And that should be the end. No, one more for Arnold before I'm done with him. I've probably overlooked it because when I would Nuzlocke the base platinum, your hometown, the route west of Jubilife and 219, even though you get the old rod, you can still only catch Magikarps at all three routes until you come back much later, and at that point you just completely forget that you can even go. Alright, you're done. I'm gonna give you Water Pulse. And swap that to your primary move, and then let's check your stats. 29 special attack and 24 speed. Nice. You are going to be able to do a lot. When does Horsey evolve to... Check my Pokedex. Level 32. Okay. Okay, good. It does one-shot everything. Even the Zubats. Let's go. That is... Oh man, that's gonna make Rorak a lot simpler. Does he have anything that's got the special defense to survive that? If I don't let the Nose Pass or Cranidos shock him? Oh wait, does his Geodude have Thunder Punch too, or just Fire Punch? Oh, I don't remember. That's gonna wind up getting me killed. I could stay safe and use one of the fighting types against him. Oh, no special defense on you though. Thunder Punch, okay. I know Cranidos has both of them. And Geodude should also have Rock Tomb. I know the Onix only has Rock and Ground moves. I might have time to get to him tonight. If these levels are going as fast as they are now. I don't waste any others. And I get encounters, maybe. Thank you. Okay, that's better. I'd like a few more Onyxes. Level up a bit faster. Alright, Water Pulse, Dragon Breath, maybe? No. Alright, but you're paralyzed, you'll die to this. Okay, from here, or next, I should probably have Beldum as the primary. And Iron Head everything. And then leave Machop with some experience share on. Because I'm not sure he has the defense to take everything, but his attack should be able to take most of them down. Man, barely run into the Whismers at all, but against the one thing that can't take them. It's just Whismer after Whismer, huh? Do you end up trying a Blue Kaizo before you considered doing Emerald? Or is that just too much of a death experience for you? If you have the patience for that one. I barely have the patience for playing Red, Blue, and Yellow vanilla. Let alone going through there with all of their broken mechanics being used to exploit the game. I could have gone the rest of my life without knowing what badge boosting was and been happy, but trying to Nuzlocke through that game once and realizing that, oh, this thing knows agility, and it just wiping everything out on its own. I'm so glad I installed the, I tried it and gave up before I even got to before I even got to Misty. Like, everything there is messed up. So many things, no wrap. Because Gen 1 itself is broken. Like, horribly broken. Like, every mechanic there, none of it works. So, like, all the trainers have super fast Pokemon, which means that they crit often. And they can all make use of badge boosting, which, if you or anyone else didn't know, after you beat certain badges in the first gen, it gives you a stat increase, like permanent stat increase to everyone. But every time you increase your stats in battle, it gives you the badge boost again. Oh, Aurora Beam. This thing's learn set is a little wonkers. Alright, you are done. We have 2 more to go. I've not seen much of Emerald Kaizo itself, aside from the gym leader. So I can't warrant on how difficult the different parts are, but if it makes use of the old mechanics as well, I imagine you're going to be fighting a lot more of teams that are more spread out, but making use of the old physical special split. I'm kind of just scared off of the word Kaizo because of Blue Kaizo. Knock on wood, but my audio troubles seem to have sorted themselves out and not come back again. Platinum Kaizo would be a lot of fun. But I don't know what there is to exploit here, really. Like, this is where they smoothed out a lot of the issues. If it was just like the rebalancing the game without changing the mechanics. Yeah, I can't say that I know about. Oh, they removed setup moves in EVs? Oh. Damn, that's a little scary. Makes Winona a bit easier though, right? Without being able to Dragon Dance spam Earthquake on you. Wipe you out like Team 4-Star. Let's see. This thing's got, honestly, a pretty weak defense for a Beldum. But for now, that shouldn't come into too much of a head. Oh, only you don't get upset at moves? Oh, that's awful. That's so brutal. And then you can't get EVs either. Jesus Christ. Not that I make use of a ton of them typically, but when you need them, you need them. So it's all just base stats, or it's all IV based? And abilities, I guess. Alright. Or natures, not abilities. Okay. That's a lot more luck of the draw then, huh? There's the I don't have Levitate. That Onyx could probably wipe me out with a Bulldoze if I'm not careful. Have permanents on rain. Were they not permanent already in Gen 3? Or did they set that up only in Gen 4? Because I know they're permanent here. Was Gen 3 the 5 turns of rain? Oh, like they're locked in. Oh man. The more you're describing this, the least enticing this ROM hack sounds. Like, difficult, sure, but like, where's the fun of that? Like, this one's hard, but if it was just a harder form of regular Platinum, then it wouldn't be worth doing it. It's fun to do because you get a Beldum before you fight Rorak, and you can get Horsey before you fight Rorak. Like, you get a lot more interesting and varied systems here. And it's a lot harder. Did the Kaizo games like rebalance any of the Pokemon themselves, or did they leave them as is? Is viable? Okay, that's what I was wondering. So you're not gonna get screwed over if you run into like a Lumai's Volbeat or a Wurmple for the Rock Gym? Or later on picking up a Tropius when it's completely useless? Alright, how close is it? 280. God, this thing takes forever to level up. There's no way I'm going to be able to make it in the time I've got today. Okay, I need to get some more Onyxes if I want to be able to have this time in. Come on, game, give them to me. Machop has a pretty low level up, right? I mean, it's just the worst part of Pokemon games in general. At least in Nuzlocke, see, it's the, Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, rare candies would just be the way to do it. You could also probably just daycare spam, right? And just run your bike back and forth mindlessly. Not have to worry about wiping one of them out. I did that when I was attempting my gold Nuzlocke. And just left something that I really didn't want to train in the daycare while I happiness walked other things around. Got a couple free levels out of that. Alright, you need 3 more levels. Come on. There's the Onyx. Speed and defense shift. Oh, there went my audio. Let's see if this fixes it again. No, audio's dead. Well, in that case, let's just speed through this. I don't know why that keeps happening. I have the new Blue Yeti mic that I bought to start doing this. And since I've gotten it, it's just every so often, all the audio from my desktop cuts out. And I have to either reinstall the audio drivers or reset the computer to get it back. Earlier, just plugging in my microphone again was doing it, but that doesn't seem to have fixed it right now. At least it happened with only 10 minutes left for today. I can worry about it tomorrow. But this is going to be when something dies, right? When I'm got fast forward on. Okay, I'll just have to keep talking so there's no dead air and make a stronger point of not letting things fall completely silent and awkward. Okay, going from here, I need to watch for the Onyxes, because if I miss the Iron Head and they hit me with a Bulldoze, then I'm done. Okay. You're fine to kill. You're fine to kill. keeping it up. Wow, I'm just gonna keep going through those. I do for most games, but this one switched the shiny to like only what, 1 in 516. Not really rare enough to warrant it. Though I might change my mind as soon as I see one pop up. Alright, that made that go a little bit faster. Make sure you have Karate Chop up front, and replace that with Brick Break. I'm doing it conditional on how desperate the run is. Fair. Totally fair. Oh man. I have I've killed a couple in the past, and I think in my first stream on this earlier this week, I actually ran into a shiny Bidoof and just killed it. You know, not really worth breaking my current Shiny Claws rules for that. That was almost bad. I wasn't checking if it was biting or not. Alright, if I keep this up, I might be able to actually get to the Rorak battle here. And be able to start with that. No, that's because no one's going to be there to see that. Okay, what is Machop's setups? Special attack is pretty good. That's not really useful. Fast forward audio so much that when you switch. I'm listening. Yes, especially in this game. So I have base platinum as a ROM on my phone. And with my wireless earbuds that I use for it, there's like a half a second delay with the audio. So whenever I turn on fast forward, I switch the audio off. But you still get that like a couple moments, and you forget to turn the audio back on when you slow it. Or, sorry, whenever I have headphones in, I turn the audio off. So when I take them back out and it's still on fast forward, I switch it back, and it just goes so slow. But yeah, it's like everything goes from being like upbeat and chill to just low and depressing. Okay, I have just enough time for the Rorak fight here, so I'm going to see if I can reinstall my audio problems and get that fixed. Troubleshoot. No, not the microphone. Speakers. All right. Maybe I just need to reset this. So end of this session. Close this out for now. And pull this open again. Run tools. HD. And then get PokeLink running again. A continue session. All right, that seems to have resolved it. How in the world people put on this effort? Yeah, exactly. Like it's so brutal. I need to have my tools, scripting. Oh no. It reset as soon as I hit end session, didn't it? Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a while. I need to go scream into a pillow for 2 hours of work ruined. I will probably be back streaming this game again on Tuesday, hopefully having grinded everything again off screen to get back up, and with vaguely similar teams, if I'm lucky enough. Really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me for a bit. It's been a lot of fun. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Appreciate it.